Dear friends, we continue our discussion of the function words, and we are discussing the auxiliary verbs, and today we look at a very important auxiliary verb which is of course used quite often in our day-to-day activities. We always, or rather most of the time, we use this particular auxiliary verb, and it's a lot of significance and it has a lot of uses. Now of course let's learn the auxiliary verb do. And when we think of do as an auxiliary, we have to understand the fact that do has of course different forms, and each of the forms of course do or discharge a lot of functions, right? So it has of course forms like do, does, did, doing, done. We are today in this lecture just looking at the uses of do. All right, so the first use of do is to ask questions in the present tense with I and plural nouns as subject. This is the first use of do. It's very easy to understand. Do is used to ask questions, right? Like, do they pay for their stay? Do they pay for their stay? Do they know that the incident occurred? Do they know that the incident occurred? All right. Do they come and visit you? Do they come and visit you? So, do is used to ask questions in the present tense with I and plural nouns as subject, right? Do I stand a chance? Do is used. I is the subject, stand a chance, right? Do they pay for their stay? Do goes along with the plural subject, that is they. Do they pay for their stay? So the first use is easy to understand. Do is used to ask questions in the present tense when the subject is either I or any plural subject. Say for example, we can just ask a question like, do I look handsome? Yeah, do I look handsome? All right. Or we can even ask, do the boys come regularly for the training? Do the boys come regularly for the training? So in all this is of course usage of do to ask questions in the present tense, right? Now we come to the second use of do. Do is used to form negative sentences, right? It's very important. We say, I do not know the answer. I don't know anything about him. I don't know where the book is kept, right? All this we are using do to form negative, right? I do not understand your problem. I do not understand your problem. I do not know the Spanish language. I do not know the Spanish language. In all this we have of course, right? And here, this is one of the very uses of do, right? We often, every now and then, we are depending on do to form negative sentences, right? We say, I don't have, right? And the contracted form of do is donned. Do plus not is donned. All right? Donned. All right. Donned. Do plus not is, all right, is donned, right? Contracted form, right? I don't have an umbrella. I don't know the answer. I do not know the way to the post office, right? So here again we have the negative sentence. So the second use of do is to form negative sentences, right? Now we move on to the third use of do. Do the auxiliary is used to show special emphasis, right? We want to assert something. We want to say something emphatically. We want to say something forcefully. We are sure about that. We want, of course, somebody to do it, right? So when we have to emphatically assert something, we depend on the auxiliary do. And we say, I do hope. I do hope. I have hope. I do hope. I do hope. I do believe. I do believe, right? I do believe in myself, right? I do hope that everything is going to be fine. I do believe in God. I do believe that miracles can happen. Alright, so all this is just emphasizing something. I do believe, I do hope. Alright, so that is the third use of the function word, the auxiliary verb do. Now we come to the fourth use of the auxiliary do. Do is used to avoid repetition. Okay, somebody says something, alright, we say something, and we have said a sentence, and we do not want to repeat the entire sentence once again, and we just depend on do. Say for example, right, we have the example here, the girls talk too much, right, just not a general, but we speak about a particular group of girls, maybe in a park or of course in a hall, right, they are making some noise, right, okay, so we make, right, it is not a general observation, girls don't be angry, right, so girls talk too much, right, the girls talk too much, right, yes they do. We don't have to repeat the girls talk too much, yes the girls talk too much, no need of, right, we can say the girls talk too much, yes they do. So with this do, right, we are avoiding the repetition of the entire phrase girls talk too much, right? So do is again used to, of course, avoid repetition. Now we come to one more. It has one more use, the fifth use, that is do is used with imperatives to make requests, right? Imperative sentences, we have commands or requests are known as imperatives, right? So do is used with imperatives to make a request. Do come with me. Alright, it is of course a request, right? Do come with me. Let's go out. Do come with me. Do follow me. Do what I say. Do write a letter to me. Do text me. Alright, all this is of course we have the usage of do in the imperative to make request, right? So these are the 5 important uses of the auxiliary verb, the function word, that is do. And next we will look at the uses of did or even does in the next session. So let's just sum up, right? Do is used mainly for 5 purposes. Number 1, to ask questions in the present when the subject is I or the plural subject, right? Do I stand a chance? Do they pay for their stay? Number 2 is to form negative sentences. I do not understand your problem, right? Number 3, to show special emphasis. I do believe. I do believe. We do believe. I do hope, right? Number 3 is, of course, to show special emphasis. Number 4, to avoid repetition. The girls talk too much. Yes, they do. All right. Number 5, with imperatives to make a request. Do follow me. Do come with me. All right. So with this, we just end this session on the uses of do the auxiliary. Thank you very much for listening. May God bless you all.